Okay, guys, welcome back to Gospel News. The information is still dropping as we speak. Now, remember that the Johannes Ndibo president, the newly decorated president of Johannes Ndibo, what they call Emmanuel Iwanyawo, few days back, told the outgoing president of Nigeria, what they call Muhammadu Buhari, to release Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. So they said they no sit well with the northern elders and the Arewa community. They said that Nnamdi Kanu will not be released by Buhari before he come off for Ochichi, that they will not be alive while that happens. They say over their dead body, will they allow Nnamdi Kanu to be released? See the headline here, may not be like saying, why Buhari can't release Nnamdi Kanu before May 29th? Arewa community replies Ohaneze Ndibo. I say, don't read to Ohaneze, una don't hear now, so una get two minds for this country. Una get within the border una, and una won't solve the problem. But Arewa people say, no, Loriro, that you people will never solve that problem, that you guys must die with that problem, which is to release Nnamdi Kanu, which will dose tension and restore at least security to a certain level. But these people said no, that they will not allow that to happen, which means that two people are not one. So sometimes I begin to wonder, I said, what is so difficult that these people does not understand that Nigeria is not one? Why is it that Ohaneze Ndibo cannot fathom that? You are calling for something to be done and another group is opposing it, which means that you have different mindsets. And it shows that you people cannot agree. Why don't you people look for a way to leave such people who does not agree with you? It's a question that I'm asking. But let's go into details and find out. And they said that the final British evacuation flight to leave Sudan on Wednesday, which is today, as Nigerians are west airlifting in Egypt. They say our people, remember that one of our brother, an Igbo man, came out to make a video that they were chased out of the buses, that we had to evacuate them from Sudan to Egypt. You see that? So this country is not for us. It is obvious. No two ways about it. But our people, we believe in equivocal Nigeria. We believe in equity, justice, fairness. We fair for this country. Where you want to see fairness for Africa? Where will you see that one? In a Fulani controlled country. We'll see waiting then talk. Now, the Arewa community in southern Nigeria, which one be southern, northern Nigeria, has faulted the call for the unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. Musa Saidu, the leader of the community, made the remark in response to the call by the President General of Ohaneze Ndibo, Emmanuel Iwanyawo. Iwanyawo had urged President Buhari to release Nnamdi Kanu before May 29th, when he will be handing over to this incoming president-elect, where they say rig election will be Tinubu. However, Saidu said Iwanyawo's call was wrong. He wondered if the killing in the southeast would stop if Kanu is released. In a statement he signed, Saidu said, Where were they when Kanu was leading IPOB militant to kill innocent people in the southeast? Not only in the southeast, so many members of Arewa community were attacked in Port Harcourt and nobody said anything. We have the figures. We have even the photos of those killed in cold blood. Now they are clamoring for his release. What guarantee are they giving that the killings will not continue if he is released? Kanu has been detained in the Department of State Services, DSS, since he was extraordinarily renditioned from Kenya back to Nigeria. The IPOB leader was brought back to Nigeria after his kidnap to continue his trial in the Nigerian court over his agitation for Biafra. Despite being discharged and acquitted by the Court of Appeal, the federal government have refused to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now they see where the problem lies. Despite being discharged and acquitted, the Nigerian government have refused totally. They say, Loriro, they are not going to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to go home and meet his family. This is very, very wrong. This is unacceptable. And I think that the government should do something very quickly to release this man. We have the video of Iwanya, the video that is making these Arewa people to vibrate like a vibrator. Muna here, Iwanya's call for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. For those of you who don't watch the previous video where we first played it.
Talking about Nnamdi Kanu, it has to do with our security. Now, Nnamdi Kanu has been incarcerated for quite a long time. We actually, our position is that the law should take its turn, but the law, the court have released him. The court have released him, and we in Ohanes and Igbo feel that there is no justifiable reason whatsoever to still keep him in prison when he has been released. So that is why we think it should be released. And in fact, it's a problem to us when it's not released, because the young people who actually support him, there's no doubt about it, that Nnamdi Kanu has a lot of support from younger people in this country. I mean, especially in our area, who feel that they are not getting what they should get in Nigeria. But we have been telling them that things were doing well, that when they look at the aggregate, Igbos have done well in terms of business, in terms of economy and so on. So if Nnamdi Kanu is reduced, it's going to reduce the problems we have in the security problem in the southeast. And it is my intention to organize what I call security summit. Peace summit. I want to have a peace summit. A peace summit where we will invite all the groups that are agitating for one thing or the other. Then make them to embrace peace, so that they stop killing and murdering people. And we can't organize a peace summit if Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention, because it will not work. And especially when his case has been examined by the court of the land, and the court have said that Nnamdi Kanu should be released. So it is the view of Ohanes and Igbo, an appeal we're making to Buhari to give us that gift of releasing Nnamdi Kanu before he leaves, before his expiration of his 29th of May.
All right, so this is the video that is making these Arewa people to react. They say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should not be released, despite the call by Ohanes and Igbo. In fact, they are faulting Ohanes and Igbo why they must demand for the immediate release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, even though what would I call it? The court has discharged and acquitted him. They insist that he must not be released. These are the injustices being meted against Igbo people. And also remember this video where this man was crying.
I don't know Sudan ever know at University of Khartoum. I am evacuation project. Evacuation as the people pushing the Nigerians in ever know. I don't go for blue in Kehabolo. What I say I want Igbo. By the motor in Kepuala one name, I try to share. You know about politics. Get on now. I know you're in Dubai because the way you can one night I walk up with the APC plane, I do a balloon the mud now from Egypt. All of Kuana, Filona, Yanina, Gamana, I don't come from Malon, Ivaga, Golfman. The woman work out a line, when I find never has a lie. Ever know a kind of news. I know Nebuna guy. Ayana Beque. Ayana Beque, I was a queber, you cannot bond the carters and Ukua.
Una don't see them, so this is what they are doing to our people. Anything that will benefit us, they must block it. Nigeria is not for us. It does not matter how you want to please this country. I remember this airpiece man, Allen Onyema, when he come talk, say, hey, what I'm doing is for Nigeria, is not for, don't ethnicize my goodwill to the country. Don't ethnicize it. Don't say it's Igbo. Don't say it's this one. It is for the whole of Nigeria. I'm doing this, Today, even his own kinsmen, his own people, his own brothers, gone, are the scapegoats. They are using them for experiment in Sudan. This is the country where you claim, oh, we are one, no, we are moving for, you are not moving anywhere. You are moving to a ditch. Which one be on the move forward? We want to move this country forward. In fact, I'm pleased to help. I'm doing this to better Nigeria. Oga, you are not bettering any Nigeria. This Nigeria is not for us. We not talk how we go get our own country. We keep Nnamdi Kanu in detention. I go bring plane. I go say, oh, we are doing it for everybody. And the people where they do them for, they don't even show you say they don't want you. How be juju be that? I beg you, some kind of things the verse person make a no verse too much. My show now, they say British Airways don't even evacuate their own people, come out for the country. Say, remember, only this last flight now where they go come out today and go carry the last number of people. They say the United Kingdom Foreign Secretary has announced that the final British evacuation flight is expected to take off from Sudan on Wednesday. James Cleverly urged British nationals still wanting to leave the war-torn nation to go to Port Sudan. This is as Nigerians who were earlier moved by buses into Egypt have yet to be evacuated home because of the stringent conditions the Egyptian authorities gave them, despite two home-based carriers, Air Peace and Azman Air, ready for evacuation flight. Now they say, this is what Egypt is doing. Why won't they do it to our people? Why won't they do it to Nigerians when they see say animals, then they rule the country? Animals, they loot money. Animals, they swallow money. Why would they not go see say on be animals? In the UK case, it was previously thought the evacuation airlift had ended on Monday when planes left Sudan for Cyprus. So far, during the airlift, the longest and largest by any Western nation in Sudan, 2,341 people have been evacuated on 28 flights, according to the UK government. Downing Street said 1,195 were British nationals, with other nationalities, including Sudanese, dependents of British nationals, also helped to leave. Number 10 confirmed that as of Monday, 18 Sudanese clinicians had left the country as part of the UK evacuation. In updated guidance on its website on Tuesday, the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office said the UK government will run final evacuation flight from Port Sudan on 3rd of May, which is today. If you plan to leave Sudan, you should arrive at the Coral Hotel in Port Sudan by 10 a.m. on 3rd May to be processed to travel. After that, no further British evacuation flights will operate from Port Sudan. Mr. Cleverly tweeted, after the successful evacuation of 2,341 people on 28 flights, the last UK flight is expected to leave Port Sudan tomorrow. I urge British nationals still wishing to leave the country to go to Coral Hotel in Port Sudan and continue to follow our travel advice. Earlier, the Foreign Secretary said there was still British military presence in the country's main seaport on the Red Sea coast, as the situation remained dangerous. As well as officials and military personnel in Port Sudan, the HMS Lancaster warship is off the coast to support Britons. The international focus is shifting to preventing a wider humanitarian catastrophe in the region, and Mr. Cleverly warned that any further fighting would hamper relief efforts. The United Nations said Sudanese Army Chief General Abdel Fattah Burhan and his rival General Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, the head of paramilitary group known as the Rapid Support Forces (RSF), have agreed to send representatives to the negotiation table in a bid to establish a more stable truce. Generals Buhan and Dagalo, with powerful foreign backers, were allies in an October 2021 military coup that halted Sudan's fraught transition to democracy, but they have since turned on each other, which is causing the war in Sudan. No Igbo people still they back them with weapons we make them they destroy themselves. When will Africans learn to depend on themselves and be free from slavery? It is difficult. Other countries have moved on. It is only in Africa where you see criminals because of their greed for money, where they no go live forever to chop. Foolish people everywhere in Africa. I beg you, we'll go another news before I change mind. For now here, oh, Russia is coming to help us. Una go dey jump. Oh, China, pursue America, bring China, bring Russia. Mad people everywhere. Una no want leave colonialism alone. We'll go another news here.